And we're joined now by Yuriy, advisor to the Ukrainian Defense Minister in Kiev. Welcome to DW. Good to have you on the programme. Now, Vladimir Shishimarin was today found guilty of war crimes and sentenced to life in prison. What's your reaction to the verdict?
We have been saying from the very first day of this aggressive war that every war criminal who has committed a war crime in our land will be found and prosecuted and brought to justice. So what happened today is the first step in a logical commitment of Ukraine to seek justice for the victims of these war crimes. And like we've said many times before, unfortunately, there's hardly any war crime that has not been committed by the Russian occupiers in Ukraine during the last 2.5 months.
It is, however, very unusual for war crimes trials to be held during a conflict, given that there are still bombardments, shelling, casualties every day. How could Ukraine guarantee a fair process in these circumstances?
I think you might be referring to the international war crimes tribunals, and they usually take longer because they require a more difficult framework of work of all the investigators, the prosecutors, the third parties, and so on and so forth. But Ukraine, we have been collecting evidence of these war crimes. Our General Prosecutor's Office, our Ministry of Internal Affairs have been very carefully and meticulously collecting evidence of these war crimes since day one. And in this specific instance, the accused who was sentenced to life imprisonment today, he actually admitted committing this war crime. And this war crime is a violation of a specific article in Ukraine's criminal code, the article that prohibits the commission of war, violation of the rules of and customs of war. So from this perspective, Ukraine is a country based on rule of law, and all the rules of due process have been observed, which was stated today by our general prosecutor.
Now, hundreds of soldiers from Mariupol surrendered to Russia last week. What do you think is the risk that Russia starts holding its own trials of Ukrainian troops?
Of course, we cannot rule out any course of events because we can only be responsible for the actions and commitments that we make. But we have said from the very beginning of this special rescue operation, as a result of which all Ukrainian warriors, both wounded and those who were still there defending Azovstal, have been evacuated. We have been saying that it is very important that the third parties, such as the International Red Cross and the UN, are involved in this process. So we are convinced that their participation and their engagement will be a guarantee, will be a safeguard from any untoward course of this rescue operation. And we are hoping to be able to return our warriors back to Ukraine in due course.
Right, Yuriy, advisor to the Ukrainian Defense Minister in Western Ukraine. Thank you so much for your time. All the best.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.